Majority of us have probably seen the Disney and Pixar film WALL-E. Now, whether or not you actually liked the movie or not, you probably got the message it was trying to convey. And that was that in the future, our planet is going to be inhospitable due to extreme pollution, unless we do something about it. The number of Americans who believe there is solid evidence that the Earth is warming due to pollution is at its lowest in 3 years, says the Associated Press article by Dina Cappiello on October 22, 2009, titled Poll, Americans' Belief in Global Warming Cools. Due to the economy, more problems, people have more problems, and because of that, they tend to leave the environment at a second rate. Some people also think because of the economy, we can't be eco-friendly because we can't go and buy solar panels or hybrid cars or things of that nature. And although it's true, not all of us can afford that. Most of us can do little things that are very accessible that can help our environment. First, we're going to analyze how solar panels and hybrid cars are great ways of being earth-friendly, but why they're not accessible to all of us just yet. Next, we will see how we are affecting our planet and our environment, as well as a problem of climate change and global warming. And lastly, we'll explore small changes we can make to be more green and actually save some green in the process. So first of all, hybrid cars and solar panels. They're great ways of being green and eco-friendly, but we can't all afford it yet. USA Today reporter Teresa Howard said in May 18, 2009, an article titled Prius Insight Face Off in the Battle of the Green Hybrid Ads, that the latest model of the Toyota Prius was going to start at $21,750. And the Honda Insight was going to start at $20,470. That's not a tremendous amount for an energy-efficient car, but the timing is very bad. How many of us have lost our jobs, or someone in our family has lost their jobs? Even if we have a job, if we're that fortunate, how many of us feel that it's 100% guaranteed that we'll have it for a long period of time? There's very few of us that are going to want to start a 5-year contract in times like these. Doesn't sound very tempting. Also, solar panels. According to Kate Galbraith in her August 26, 2009 article for the New York Times titled More Sun for Less, Solar Panels Drop in Price, a man from Texas named Greg Hare ended up paying $77,000 for a solar setup that would have cost him $100,000 just a year prior. Although those are a pretty good savings, even though solar panels are set to drop even up to 40% from their original price, how many of us really have $77,000 waiting to invest on something like that? It's a great way to be eco-friendly, but times aren't really for that right now. Now that we see why many of us can't join the green movement at a large scale, why don't we turn on the fluorescent light bulb to see what's happening with our environment? Climate change and global warming. What exactly is it? According to NationalGeographic.com, it summarizes global warming by stating that the Earth is warming up, and at a fast pace. Glaciers are melting, sea levels are rising, cloud forests are drying, and wildlife is scrambling to keep up pace. While we are powering our modern lives, everything we use releases greenhouse gases, which are heat-trapping gases which causes change in the climate. But maybe you're thinking, oh, this is such an overrated issue. We've heard so much about it. Is it even real? According to a September 5th, 2009 Time magazine article called Studies of Arctic Suggest a Dire Situation by Brian Walsh, it states that climate change is happening everywhere, but nowhere faster than in the Arctic, where annual temperatures in the far north are warming up 2 times as fast as the rest of the world. Every time we turn on our cars and drive somewhere, we turn on the faucet, or we turn on any form of electricity to light and warm our houses, we affect our environment. Here on campus, we have the trash cans that say trash and a specific part for recycling, but how many of us always throw in our water bottle in that area? That's a little way we can help our environment that way. I'm not saying we're going to change our lives completely, because quite frankly, it's almost impossible with this economy, but some action is required. Now let's get our hands in the dirt and see what accessible things we can all do to have a smaller pollution footprint on our environment. Water consumption is very high. Why not try to lower that? We've all heard that California is in a strict water budget at the moment, and if you stayed at any hotel in the past couple of years, there's always going to be a reminder there. Also, by cutting down your water usage at home, you also cut down, obviously, your water bill, which can help you financially. Of course, we're still going to be using water, but the point is to try to stop using any unnecessary amounts of water. Also, recycling and reusing. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, says that most don't realize that solid waste reduction and recycling help address global warming change. How is that? Well, to manufacture, distribute, and to use the products all results in greenhouse emissions. So what can we do? Well, why not buy a 99-cent reusable bag? Something very simple, doesn't cost much, and apart from the fact that you'd be not wasting a lot of precious plastic bags, you would also be getting small incentives. Like some stores are giving you a small discount for every reusable bag you bring in, which is not a lot, but in the long run it can add up. Pays off itself. Also, every time we go to Starbucks or get coffee anywhere, why not bring our own cup? It's a small thing, but when you really think about it, that's one less plastic cup that's going to go in the trash. And also, you can also get a small discount just for bringing in your own cup. And if one day you forget, your own cup, why not just take the initiative of throwing that plastic cup in a recycling bin, so that way you are also polluting less. Also, a great way of doing that of being earth-friendly is reapplying insulation in your home, but for many of us that's not an option at the moment. So why not just turn off the light when you leave a room? Or change old light bulbs to the more energy efficient ones like the fluorescent light bulbs. Another way is carpooling. This is one way that if obviously there's less cars on the road, there's going to be less CO2 emissions in the air. Also, if you take turns driving with a couple of friends, you're going to save gas. Just this morning, 3 of my friends all came in the same car, and we don't have to pump gas as often as we would otherwise. So that's a good way to help the environment and help save yourself some green as well. So, first, we saw how solar panels and hybrid cars are great ways of being earth-friendly, but why it's not accessible to all of us yet. Next, we saw how we are affecting our natural environment, as well as the problem of climate change and global warming. And last, we saw how we explored how some of the small changes we can make to be more green and actually save some green in the process. So next time, I hope from now on you'll think about the little robot from Disney and Pixar's WALL-E as we try to do our role in saving the environment.